Good Wednesday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take a detailed look at your forecast over the next 15 minutes through this weekend. Yes, we have a weather impact alert for Sunday morning only because of the very cold temperatures we're expecting. Another Arctic cold front coming in. Actually, it's a 1-2 punch. Cold front coming in Friday morning, and then the second surge or reinforcement will be coming in on Saturday afternoon. Right now we've got clear skies, maybe a little bit of high cloudiness overnight, but generally mostly clear skies are expected. And that's what we're kind of seeing right now over in Port Arthur. This view courtesy of Market Basket, part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. So we're expecting another frosty night across Southeast Texas. When you get up in the morning, could see a little bit of patchy freezing fog. Otherwise, just cold, certainly from Hardin County north. Freezing temperatures are expected. Going to be close along I-10. Warmer weather expected tomorrow afternoon. Dry weather as we warm into the lower 60s across the area. So first cold front comes in on Friday morning. No rain, no precipitation is expected with that, but it's going to be significantly colder coming up on Friday and breezy across the area. Second stronger cold front comes in Saturday afternoon, and that will really knock temperatures down. We may not get out of the 30s with full throttle sunshine in the lakes area on Saturday, and maybe only the lower 40s here in the Triangle. So that's pretty impressive for late January, early February. When you've got sun, you can't get out of the lower 40s. That does not happen very often here. Otherwise, it just looks like a cold weekend, a cold, dry weekend versus what we had last weekend. So again, because we think that there's a pretty good chance of freezing low temperatures, as hard freeze coming up Sunday morning, we're issuing a weather impact alert for Sunday morning. Then that all moves out. We moderate our temperatures a bit, and then there's a chance of a pretty good chance, I think, of rain coming in by next Wednesday as another cold front pushes on into Southeast Texas. So it's probably the coldest that we'll get tonight and tomorrow morning. Upper 20 seems reasonable to around 30 in the lakes area. May get to around freezing, maybe just above along Interstate 10 and into the mid 30s tomorrow morning in the Triangle. Again, widespread frost is expected across Southeast Texas. When we cool down to the dew point, as our temperature cools and it reaches the dew point, then you get 100% relative humidity. That condenses into dew as you have 100% relative humidity, and then that freezes on car windshields and all over stuff. So not a big issue tomorrow morning. We've seen it many times. What we are also going to be watching is we had some freezing fog this morning. We have some more freezing fog in spots, particularly up in the lakes area and wherever your temperature is down at least around freezing. Usually this does not cause problems here in Southeast Texas. Up north, though, it becomes thicker, more widespread, longer lived. Then it can cause glazing on overpasses and things like that. But that's not going to be the case coming up tomorrow morning. It wasn't this morning, and I don't think that's going to be the case coming up tomorrow morning. Now, that was not the case back in the big freeze-up of 2021. If you remember, we had widespread freezing fog, and that created slick spots and overpasses and also bridges across Southeast Texas. So just something to watch. I think we'll be okay, but just want to call your attention to that. Weather impact alert is in effect for Sunday morning. It's not going to be a long one. It's a quick, hard-hitting cold snap. Very cold temperatures are coming Sunday morning across Southeast Texas. This is another round of Arctic air, but the good news is that it looks like only about 3 days this round. So a hard freeze Sunday morning. We could get down into the upper teens in the lakes area to around 20, and the low to mid 20s here in the Triangle. And this will be a long duration hard freeze. When I say long duration, we're talking at least 8, 12, 14, 16 hours. So it's a lot of hours below freezing. So if there's any plants out there you want to protect, get them ready, because it looks like Saturday night and Sunday morning is what we're expecting. So normally the bars go up to 65. That's our normal high. That's our normal high this time of year. Tomorrow, we're forecasting 63, so a little bit below normal, but pretty close. Friday, we only hit 53, so that's 12 degrees below the normal line. So that's a big cool down. But look at Saturday. We're only forecasting 42 in Beaumont. Hopefully we get to that, because that's 23 degrees below the normal of 65. Sunday, 49 degrees. That's 16 degrees below normal. But as we head towards Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, our highs get at least a little closer to normal. Certainly beats what we've been dealing with. So this is going to be a 3-day snap, if you will, of cold weather, and then we start moderating our temperatures a bit as we head into early next week. Now this is the European single run model, and it shows a chance of rain coming in as we head towards, say, Wednesday of next week. Some of the AI models that are becoming available now are showing probably close to an 80% coverage. So it's going to be interesting to see if the ensembles, single runs, or AIs are going to win as we head towards next Wednesday. We're becoming a little more familiar with the AIs. We're studying them and using them in our forecast to see how well they do against what we normally use, which is primarily ensemble modeling. So it's going to be real interesting to see if the AIs win, because they're both showing a really good chance of rain coming up on Wednesday as another cold front pushes through our area. So at this point, I'm going to give it one more day before I really start scaling up our rain chances. Don't really expect anything through Monday, probably not Tuesday, but I'm wetter than a lot of models. We'll go with a 40% coverage, but it could be wetter than what I have, and it could be a respectable rain, certainly looking at a ½ inch to maybe 1.5 inches from some of the models I've looked at. All right. So, wow, temperature's really falling quickly. Pro Roofing Concept Satellite and Radar Loop, mostly clear skies. 41 already at the airport in Jasper, and into the mid to upper 40s here in the Triangle on the Pro Roofing Concept Satellite and Radar Loop. We expect a cold night, widespread frost coming up, and as you can see, that snowpack up into northern Texas and back over towards Oklahoma, they still have snow on the ground, and that's why those temperatures are falling off so quickly up that way. Fairly mild down in South Texas, and we'll get in on some of that action coming up tomorrow as we continue the big thaw. As you can see, anywhere between 3 to, we'll go with 11 degrees warmer than we were compared to this time yesterday. So we continue to warm up across the area. Cold high pressure in charge of our area's weather, just watching some high level cloudiness moving in from the west, and we'll see some of that overnight and tomorrow. So we'll call it mostly sunny to partly cloudy across the area tomorrow. Should be a nice day, certainly warmer than what we dealt with this weekend. Could see highs around 61 to 63 locally across southeast Texas. Tomorrow morning, we'll go with mostly clear skies and fall into the upper 20s to around 30 degrees in the lakes area. And it's going to be real close to freezing along I-10 from Beaumont to Orange, 31, 32, 33. Port Arthur will not freeze. It'll just be in the mid-30s coming up. Otherwise, we'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies tomorrow, and I'm expecting us to get into the lower 60s tomorrow, anywhere between 61 and about 63 degrees as we see those south winds doing their wonderful work of warming us up across the area. Otherwise, the big story is this disturbance coming in from the northwest. This is what's going to cause the clouds to increase a bit overnight and also tomorrow. Then that goes by us on Thursday, and then we're going to be watching a big reconfiguration of the upper level pattern. Big chunk of the polar vortex comes out of, Canada, thank you very much, into Kentucky. Big trough of low pressure pushes through, and you know what that means. Cold Arctic air spilling into the lower 48, and we are certainly going to get a taste of that as we head on into the weekend. It's not going to be a glancing blow this time, but unfortunately our friends off towards the south and east, the Carolinas, they're still working on their forecasts out there as far as whether or not we get low pressure to spin up along the coastline and producing snow over towards the southeastern U.S. That's certainly a possibility. Regardless, we're looking at a cold, dry scenario as we work on in through the weekend before things start warming up. And that all goes by, and then this is what some of the AI modeling is showing, is that another potential cold front, you can see it right there, will be headed our way, and that's what's going to be bringing us the potential for a pretty good chance of rain next Wednesday, maybe a ½ inch to 1 inch, 1.5 inches across the areas, what we're looking at right now. On the Gulf, looking at mostly smooth seas around a foot in your coastal marine forecast, we'll see south winds at 5 to 10 knots, water temperature back up to 55 degrees, I should say. Our forecast tonight, mostly clear. It'll be frosty and maybe a little patchy freezing fog. We'll go with 27 to 29 in the lakes area, 30 to 31 Lumberton, Silsbee, Votah, Deweyville. Maybe as cold as 32 in Beaumont and Vidor, 31 in Orange, and then the mid-30s over towards Port Arthur, mid-county, as winds go calm. So frosty start, and then tomorrow afternoon we're looking at mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Highs should reach anywhere between 61 and 63 with a light south wind over our area. So Thursday, we're looking at mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, a little bit warmer. First front comes on in Friday morning, and that will bring a blustery northwesterly wind. It'll be dry as the clouds clear out. Highs only in the lower 50s. Then Saturday, we'll see the second stronger Arctic cold front comes through. The winds will continue out of the north, at times gusting up to 20 miles an hour. So maybe not out of the upper 30s to lower 40s coming up on Saturday. And then by Sunday morning, that's why we're issuing the weather impact alert for Sunday morning, the 1st of February. Thank you very much. Look at that. Teens up in the lakes area, lower and probably mid-20s here in the triangle. So this will be, again, a very hard freeze across the area. We did it before. We'll do it again. That's why we are issuing that weather impact alert Saturday night into Sunday morning. And that means that this will be a long duration hard freeze with temperatures in the upper teens to lower and middle 20s. So it's back to people, pets, pipes, and plants Saturday night into Sunday morning. Warmer weather, but still cold as we head on, at least in the mornings on Monday and Tuesday. And at this point, we'll go with a 40% coverage next Wednesday as that next cold front moves on in. If you're just joining us, welcome to 12 News Plus. Looking at a chilly night with widespread frost. Warmer afternoon tomorrow. Cold front number 1 comes in Friday. Second stronger cold front comes in on Saturday. And that will bring us a real hard freeze coming up Sunday morning with temperatures dropping into the upper teens and lower and middle 20s. That's why we're issuing a weather impact alert as we head on into Sunday morning. Could get cold as the upper 20s, around 30 is in the lakes area, and into the lower and middle 30s on your Thursday morning across the area here in the triangle. Could be also a little bit of patchy freezing fog. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue across the area, but we are expecting a hard freeze coming up, very cold morning Sunday morning. That's why we're issuing a weather impact alert for Sunday morning, as we're expecting lows to be in the upper teens in the lakes and into the low to mid 20s in the triangle. This will be an extended period of freezing temperatures Sunday morning. So normally we should see 65. That's what that red line means, and those bars are below coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that means we could see temperatures anywhere as far as our highs between 12 to 23 degrees below normal this weekend, and we get closer to normal as we head on into early next week. Rain expected as we head on into next Wednesday. We'll go with a 40% coverage at this time for next Wednesday, but it could be double that on looking at some of the other AI models. Right now, lots of clear real estate across our area. It's cold, no doubt about that, already dropping into the lower 40s in the lakes area as high pressure is in charge of the state's weather. And again, we're expecting temperatures to drop into the upper 20s in the lakes area. Let's go with that. And upper 20s to near 30. And here in the triangle, looking at temperatures in the low to mid 30s. So I don't think you need to drip here in the triangle. For tomorrow, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies as highs reach the lower 60s. Otherwise, on the Gulf, looking at mostly smooth seas around a foot. So good boating conditions with a south wind at 5 to 10 knots. Our forecast tonight calls for mostly clear skies. It's going to be frosty tomorrow morning once again with patchy freezing fog, particularly up in the lakes area if we see it. Temperatures, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. Lows in the upper 20s to lower and middle 30s tomorrow. Lower 60s with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Light south winds will shift back to the north as cold front number 1 comes in on Friday, and it's going to be a blustery Friday. Dry weather this weekend. Again, a weather impact alert coming up Sunday morning for very cold, low temperatures. Stay warm, stay safe, and thanks so much for watching 12 News Plus. Have a good evening.